Hey, namaste, bitches. It's Teresa Giudice, and I'm here with my co-host, Melissa Pfeister.
What's up, Teresa? You guys, I just need to forewarn you. We were starting, and Teresa had a jacket on, and then we started talking, and she was, like, getting into it before we even started recording, and she's, like, taking her jacket off. I'm like, oh, shit, this is serious. So I warned you guys. Whatever we're going to start talking about is serious because she's already getting naked because she's like, I'm getting hot. I'm getting heated. Let's go. And by the way, hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Teresa.
Hi.
Hi, namaste, bitches. Teresa, why are you getting naked already?
It's getting hot. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. But you know what? Let's start off with what are people wanting to know about us? And then we can get into other stuff.
They want to know, like, they're like, my kids are driving me insane. What do I do? My husband's driving me insane. What do I do? I'm like, I can relate, check. I can relate, check. What's next? I mean, it's a mom. They're like, what do I freaking do? I mean, 5 years old, 15 years old, 25 years old. My kids are driving me insane. My husband wants to grab my boobs, or he just wants to sit on the couch and scratch his balls and watch Sports Center.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hear it all. Do I have challenges with my children? Of course. I mean, they're teenagers. Oh, Gabriella's calling me right now. She's in the Bahamas with her dad.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, she's in the Bahamas with her dad. So anyway.
Just the two of them?
And with my niece. And she brought another friend.
What, like for graduation they went?
My niece booked a ticket, and then she's like, all right, we're going to see your father. But Gabriella was going to go anyway, but they booked it for 9 days. And Gabriella's like, of course I want to see my dad, but I didn't really want to go for 9 days because, she has a lot going on.
Yeah.
And summer's so short as it is that, she wants to see her, hang out with her friends. Like, there's a lot going on. Like, we have to go to a Michigan orientation in July, and then she's for college August 23rd.
She has 2 months.
Yeah. So Gia, she's home now. She's got an internship for the summer, and she also has a shore house. So she's great. Then we have Melania, the teenager, 17, thinks that she's 25. She could do whatever she wants, And I'm like, listen, when I was your age, like I had a curfew. And, you have
What was your curfew? Do you remember?
Yeah, I had a curfew till I got married at 27, Melissa, and my curfew was 2:30 a.m. at 27 years old.
What do you mean? You still live with your mom and dad at 27?
Yes, I was not allowed to move out until I got married.
How did you bone?
Oh, my God. Do we need to talk about this? Well, Joe had his own apartment.
Wait a minute. Back the train up.
Yes. Joe owned his own house, not even his own apartment, his own house. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he owned the 2 family houses next door to each other, and he lived on the second floor of one of the houses.
How in the actual hell do we talk every day and do what we do? And I never knew that you still lived with your mom and dad until you were 27.
Melissa, my parents were strict. Do you know what the word strict means? Like, I had a curfew till I got married. Yeah, I was not allowed to sleep at Joe's house. I was not allowed to go on vacation with him, but we did go on vacation. I lied to my parents. I said we were going down the shore. I was allowed to go down the shore, but not on vacation with him. Isn't that weird?
Wait, what is the difference?
I don't know. I guess because the shore, it's like I would be like at the shore with all my friends and like, I guess,
and it's
whatever.
Close.
And like, I always had a shore house like with my friends. So my parents were fine with going to the shore.
But like if you went to like the city.
Yeah, I had to come home.
You could never like have a sleepover.
I could have a sleepover maybe with my friends, but to tell you the truth, I never kind of even did that with my friends. Like I always came home.
Was it your quote friends?
But like I never slept out. Isn't that weird? Like I never really slept out because I never wanted to sleep at my friends' houses anyway because they all lived at home also. I didn't really have friends.
What the hell parents are keeping their kid at home till 27? You can bet your ass that when my kids turn 18, I am peace.
I mean, tell you the truth, that would be the best thing because then it'll be less work on me. Like I tell my kids, like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of responsibility. Like Gia's 22. Listen, she just got a job and everything. And she doesn't really ask me for spending money because she does work. She has her sweatshirt line, but I do pay for her car. I pay for her car insurance.
But she doesn't live at home.
Now she does. She moved back.
Oh, yeah. She moved back.
Yeah, I was paying for her rent when she was at college, but now she moved back home. And now she's going to live home
Until she's 27.
well, she's going to live at home. Yeah, I don't know what's her deal. I think, listen, it's kind of good being at home. You get everything taken care of. Like, you don't have to pay
It's good for the kid, but are you as mom, are you like, okay, what's the cap here? I'm giving you till 25 and then your ass is out.
You know what? You're right. Because it's like, I'm like, when is this going to end? You know, I'm like, it's a lot of work. It is. It's a lot. 4 kids is a lot. Melissa, you want to keep having kids? I think you should stop at 2.
No. Here's the difference. You're literally letting your kids maybe almost live in the house twice as long as I will let my children.
Okay.
They will not hit 20s and still be living under my roof.
Like now, Gia's on her 3rd car. She's like, "Mine, your new car." I was like, okay. Like, and like, I feel bad instead of telling her. Well, I did. I said, all right, now you're buying your, like, my parents bought me my first car. My second car, I had a job already. Then I started paying my second car, and my parents would pay for my insurance.
That you even got insurance?
Yeah.
Were you still breastfeeding at 27? Tell me.
No, my parents paid. My parents paid for my car insurance till I got married.
Why didn't I live with your parents?
Yeah, well, I had Italian parents. The Italian parents, they usually pay for everything. That's how.
That's how my parents love me less. They wanted me off the nipple when I was walking.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it worked. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, look at little Louis. Little Louis 20. He's still living at home. He probably doesn't want to leave. Like,
well, my 5-year-old wants to like do a lot of things. Do you think I'm letting him make the rules?
No, I know. But like, listen, little Louis and his dad are starting a business together, you know, Men of Legacy, which is amazing. And he took a semester off of college and he's working, like, they're busting their ass working on that. And like, for instance, look, Gia, she got an internship this summer, working at it, you know, with another lawyer. She did the immigration. Now she's doing corporate law. She wants to try to work with different lawyers to see exactly, you know, what kind of lawyer she wants to be. So in the meantime, she's living at home. She doesn't pay rent. Gabriella's going to college, University of Michigan. Got to pay for that, you know?
No, but honestly, how do I become one of your kids?
I know. Well, what am I going to do? She's going to college. You know, she can't work. Gabriella can't.
Yeah, college kids, different.
Right. Well, Gia doesn't ask me for spending money. Like, she doesn't. The only thing I pay for Gia is her car insurance, and, you know, health insurance.
I couldn't even get a bathing suit from my parents once I hit college.
Are you serious?
They're like, bitch, if you can legally drink, I ain't giving you any more money.
All right.
Start working.
And I guess that's why you moved out, right? And you moved to California, right? Is that what you did?
I was like, fine, you want me out? I'm going across the country.
See?
And I'll go broke in California instead of in Ohio.
Yeah. And I feel bad. Like, listen, and you learned, right? Look, and you learned, right?
You spread your wings and fly.
Did your mom know the story that you said about what happened with your ex?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did she find out?
Hide everything.
But I know. Did she find out about it now?
I think she knows if she listened to the podcast.
But I'm saying, like, see, now, as a mom, I would feel bad and be like, that's kind of my fault. Like, I told her to get out of the house, and look, she ended up being, I don't know. I would think like that as a mom. Like, if something.
I mean, listen, you always want to protect your kids. And if something happens to them that's bad, you'll be like, shit, how is that my fault? But like, how long are you going to do that?
No, I know. Like, see, now, for instance, Melania, sometimes she doesn't follow the rules, you know, and she thinks.
Wait a minute. A girl in high school, a teenage girl in high school doesn't follow the rules? Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I followed the rules. I had to be home. Like, and when I was 20, 21, we would go to the Limelight in the city to a club. I had to be home by 1:30. The clubs start at 12 o'clock. So I was at the club for like an hour and I had to leave because I had to be home because I had to get home. I had a curfew.
So wait, why did you then stay? Were you like, I want to be on my own. I don't want these rules. I want to be able to go to vacation.
Because I wasn't allowed to leave my house until I got married. My parents never told me get out.
No, but why wouldn't you be like, dude, I don't need to have a curfew at 27?
I don't know, because you weren't allowed to. I don't know. I wasn't allowed to leave the house.
Oh my God, you were so good.
Yeah, I was very good. So like I tell my kids, like, for instance, like Melania, I'm like, you need to obey the rules. Like, this is my rules, you know, and you need to listen. Like, you need to, sometimes she comes home at a decent time sometimes. She's like, oh, well, whatever. But then this is the thing. I'm fine with it. But then if you make a lot of noise and you wake us up, then that pisses me off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get woken up like when you get home. And my thing is, I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to be as strict like my parents were. I want my kids to have fun. I want them to enjoy life because I want them to experience what I didn't get to experience. Like, I never went to a diner after the club. You know, like we used to, everybody would go to a club and then
drunk to Denny's.
What?
And get the Grand Slam. Thank you,
I
man.
never did that. I wasn't allowed to. So it's like, do I want my kids to experience that? Yes. Because it's like, what's the big deal? It's like, yeah, but I want them to be good. You know what I mean? Like, just be good, And I love now that, when we were younger, there was no Ubers. So it's like, yeah, we used to like what? I mean, if you go into a club, yeah, you would have a drink or two and drive because you would drive to the club, Now I'm so glad that these kids have
What do you
Uber.
mean? You would call mommy and daddy because they were waiting outside the club to take you home.
No, I would drive home from the club myself.
Do you ever feel like you're stuck in the middle of a stress storm? It can be very overwhelming. And it's not just your mind that suffers when you're feeling tense and anxious.
Stress can also make a mess of your digestion and immune system too.
But here's the thing. Your life doesn't have to be a constant downpour.
Introducing Just Calm, the breakthrough new stress soothing formula from Just Thrive.
Say goodbye to frazzled nerves and hello to a steady, serene, more relaxed you. Just Calm's proprietary mood-lifting blend is clinically proven to help you hit the relaxation jackpot in as little as 4 weeks.
And for the next level mood TLC, there's Just Thrive Probiotic.
This spore probiotic banishes bloat and constipation so your gut can produce more serotonin, your happy hormone.
Plus, it supports better sleep so you could wake up feeling refreshed and revitalized.
With Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic, you'll have the ultimate stress-fighting duo to help you feel cool, collected, and in control. Right now, you can get 20% off your first 90-day bottle of Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic today. Visit justthrivehealth.com and use promo code NAMASTE.
That's justthrivehealth.com and use promo code NAMASTE.
Housewives, Bravo, dating, motherhood. It's all just one big party in my book. So raise a glass and join us for Turtle Time.
Okay, if you haven't figured it out, that's Ramona Singer. And I'm Avery Singer. And you probably know us best from The Real Housewives of New York. And Turtle Time is actually our new podcast.
Avery, I am so excited to be doing this with you.
I'm so excited too. And now we're inviting you to Turtle Time.
We'll have some fun and learn something, even if it's just the latest Housewives tea.
So follow, rate, and review Turtle Time now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dude, I had fake boobs before you moved out of your house. Is that like an issue?
I got my fake boobs after my third kid. I wasn't allowed to get fake boobs. Are you kidding me?
Well, no shit. You couldn't take a pee after midnight or kiss your,
I know. So that's why with my kids, I'm a little bit more lenient. And what makes it hard too, Melissa, is that Joe's not here. And Louis, I feel bad for him because he's the stepdad. And, sometimes I say to him, I'm like, can you help me? Like, can you jump in and can you like say something? And then he's just like he doesn't want them to hate him, because he's not their dad, So it's like, so then I call Joe and then I start going off on Joe and I'm like, you need to help me. And then which I get it. I feel bad for him because he's like, what's he?
What is Joe? What can he do then to help?
Exactly.
Call him and yell at him.
Yes,
on a phone, and then they hang up. They're like, well, that's done.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good talk, Dad.
So
bye-bye.
Exactly. So it's like, I guess, and I talk to other moms and like they go through the same thing and it's like, oh, it's just a phase. They're going to go through it, get through it. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, what was I thinking having 4 kids,
No. Not only 4 kids, you have 4 girls and girls are freaking lunatics, hands down across the board, no matter what. maybe you weren't, but then you came into it and you started to drive the freak flag.
So
but
I tell my kids, if anytime you give me a hard time, I hope you get it 10 times worse. Like you said, you were bad to your mom, right? So now I hope you get it 10 times worse too.
Oh, I already am. She's
No,
she will rip my face off. She will rip your soul off and laugh.
That's nothing. Wait till they get older. Then, I don't know how it is going to be in California, but, in Jersey, they like to have parties. Like growing up, I grew up in Patterson. Nobody had parties. Like I never went to a party. In this town, everybody goes to parties. And it's like,
did you live on planet Earth?
Yeah, but I never went to a party. I didn't.
27. Living with mom and dad. I actually haven't listened to one thing that you said after I still live with my parents till the age of 27 until I got married. So, what if you weren't going to get married?
All right. So and let me tell you, I want my kids to move out. Yeah, I would love to. I want them. I think they should experience life by themselves before they get married. I really do, because I didn't do it. So I want them to do what I didn't do. Like I wasn't allowed to move out. I think they should move out. I think they should have their own apartment. But you know what? College life sort of gives them that.
That's your essential.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're living.
Some people like after college, then they get a job and then they keep, get their own apartment and keep going that way, Well,
because they get a taste of the freedom of the good life.
Right. But then if they move back home, it's great too, because then they don't have to pay any rent. They'll get
under your roof.
Yeah, they'll get their laundry cleaned, everything done. I'll make them a fresh cooked meal every night. Like they like that, You know
what, Teresa? There's actually a word for that.
What?
It's called enabler. Do you let me know? My 4 and 5-year-old already get an invoice at the first of the month for half of rent.
Yeah,
okay?
Right. Okay.
I'm starting. Actually, I will tell you this. True story. No shit. Okay. Yesterday, we have the kids in summer camps because if they're home every single day, I will kill them.
Oh, yeah. No, you definitely need to do summer camps.
Every day.
Wait, I used to be the mother that would not put them in camp, and I would do things with them every single day.
Again, lunatic.
Yes, I know. I was a lunatic because I was like, oh, I want to be with my kids every day. And it's like, oh my God, it was, trust me. That's the thing. I was with them. I was very hands-on. I was with them all the time. I did something with them all the time. I know we were talking about Disney World. Who wants to go to fucking Disney World? I fucking hate Disney World.
There's not enough medication on the planet to want me to have.
Disney World fucking sucks. It does. Like the first time I went to Disney World, I'm like, this is Disney World?
And it was like $50 then. Could you imagine like 500 now?
No, I went to Disney World when Adriana was 8 months old.
It's 13 years ago you went.
All right. So 13 years ago. It was so expensive. I was exhausted.
Yeah, so, you walked
and I got the easy, that pass that makes you go to the front of the line.
Yeah,
I got that, but still, it was so much work. I ended up losing Melania. Oh my God, I lost Melania for like a few minutes. It felt like a lifetime. Yeah, I lost Melania because she would never listen to me. She would just always like take off, and I'm like, oh my God.
See, some shit never changes.
I know.
You were just getting a preview early on, 10 years ago.
Melania like took off. And then I found her. Like we just came out of watching Disney, the princesses. So we walk out, and all of a sudden, I'm like, Joe, where'd she go? And he's like, I don't know. We freaked out.
Oh yeah.
So she was in that store. When you come out from seeing the princesses.
Yeah.
She was in that store holding a doll almost bigger than her.
Of course she was. And then she was about to steal it and get arrested.
We finally found her, and I was just like. I was just so happy that I found her because she was so freaking cute. Black hair, curly hair. But I wanted to kill. I was like, But
so what did you do? Say hell no? Or did you buy? I bet you bought the doll.
No, she was 3 years old. No, I did not buy the doll because I just was so happy I found her. She was 3 years old, And but what are you gonna do? Like she didn't know, So
if you go to Disney, you don't lose a kid. I feel like that's not like you don't have a rite of passage as a parent.
And then you don't understand. I heard that. I was hearing a story that week when we were there that somebody stole the kid. They lost their kid. Then they changed them. I think it was a little girl, and they changed it into looking like a boy.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God. But then Disney found them because when you lose a kid, they lock down Disney. Did you hear about that? They locked it down. Yeah, and thank God that they noticed that they were checking every kid, and then they found that kid. Like, yeah, it was
no way that happens now.
I heard that. I don't know. Maybe somebody made up the story, but that week I was there. Somebody told me that story, and I was freaking out. Like, I'm telling you,
you totally made that up to tell Joe, so you never had to go back to Disney.
No, I mean, I did. I heard that's that week. Yeah, we never went back again. That was the only time we never went.
I don't know who I heard that story from.
I never wanted to go again.
It's funny because when I lose a kid, I open all the gates. So see you later. They're like cats. They know where the food is. They'll come back eventually.
Yeah. No, and then what else? And then I went to Disney a few years ago with Adriana for her dance competition. And she was, I think, around 10. And I enjoyed it. We only went to Epcot. And I have to say, she was so cool about it. She didn't care. She didn't care. Oh, no. And we did go to Disney, the Princess World. And that was it. But we did a few things and she was good with it. And she never said to me, let's go back again, which I was like kind of happy about.
Yeah, but you weren't like, that was man on man coverage.
Right. It was me and her. Exactly. And it was very, it was, I think I took Melania with me too. I took Melania with me because I wanted
she wasn't anyway because she already ran off. So essentially it was still man on man.
Yeah.
coverage.
And like Melania. So Adriana was 10 and Melania was 14.
And she came back dressed as a boy and she said, let's see if this theory works. Disney lockdown.
Yeah. Or no, maybe Adriana was a little younger. I can't remember now, but I only took the two of them. Yeah. And we had fun. How was your Disney experience, Melissa?
Terrific. It was like unicorns and princesses and like butterflies just circling around me as I walked with my blisters on my toes.
I wasn't jealous. I was like Disney where I was like laughing at you. I'm like, that's
sober. Because it's like, I would like to drink, but then I was like, oh, wait, I don't want to drop $100 on 8 ounces of Franzia. So I'm good.
Yeah.
Plus, then if I start drinking, I'll be dehydrated and I'll definitely want to kill somebody as I'm walking 16 miles in 4 minutes.
Yeah. So, it was such a ripoff. And then you're hot, you're exhausted, you're tired. Everything gets on your nerves. Yeah, it was a lot. And I remember we went with, I think, 4 families when we went the first time. It was just a lot going on.
But the thing is now, instead of like when Josh pisses me off, he'll be like, you do it. And I'll say, no, you do it. And he'll say, no, you do it. And I say, I birthed your children. And he's like, dude, how long are you going to be using this excuse? I'm like, for fucking ever. So get used to it. And the kids now, it's not like, listen to me, I birthed you. It's listen to me, I took you to Disney. And that is how I will forever use that excuse. So at least that is the silver lining by taking my kids to Disney, that I'll say, if you don't listen to me, you better recognize and realize this, because fuck the fact that I birthed you. I took you to Disneyland. Not for 1, not for 2, not for 3, for 4 days. 4 days.
Yeah.
Sober.
I can't even remember the first time I went, how many days. I think I went, I don't remember. But Disney is not what it's all cracked up to be. Sorry. It's not.
Could we go back to you living with your parents when you were 27 years old?
Yes.
What if you hadn't, how did you date first of all?
Wait, so listen. So if I was late, one time I was late like a half hour. And I called my brother. I'm like, you need to cover for me. And I was like, you need to like say something. I mean, I got a flat tire. I used my brother. I was out with my brother and then he covered for me. I'll be like, you need to like get outside, wait for me. We walk in together. I've done that. I've done like other times that I didn't know what else to make up. My father would be waiting outside for me.
What would he do? Yell at you? What would happen?
Yeah, he'll be like, do you see what time it is? You see what time it is? And then he'd be like, get inside. And he would yell at me. I would run inside. And then I would be so scared. Like the next day, I'm like shaking in my pants. Like, I hope he doesn't say anything to me. Yeah. Like I had fear in my heart because of
then what? You use the car the next day? Like
what? No, then I would like, hopefully like I would be like, he would leave and then I would like, hopefully he'd forget about it. Then he'll, I mean, it depends. Some days he would say something like, you see what time you go home? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I won't make it happen again. Like that. Or I would have my friends come over. Like if I had to go out the next night, I would make my friends come over earlier. And I'll be like, go talk to my dad. Like give him some love.
Sass.
Yes. And I'm telling you, that would help. And then he would get over it. Yeah.
So he let you stay out till 12:05 instead of midnight?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's why I don't want to be like my parents because my parents were so strict. That's why I'm obviously a little bit more easygoing than my parents. And my kids don't get it. I'm like, you don't even understand. I had curfews till I got married. Like,
But they will never get it until they are parents themselves. Like you don't. Like girls leave and then they wake up and they come back.
I was so happy school was done. Now I can't wait. I'm counting the days till school begins again. You don't understand.
Because, well, for the ones to go back to school, not for them to leave college.
Right, exactly. I want Melania and Adriana to go back to school because, all right, for instance, like Adriana, she had kids over last night. And she's like, Mom, can I have them over? She's like, all right. She's like, and I said, what time are they going to leave? And I'm like, it's because it's summertime. Poor kid does dances like 25 hours. She
works hard.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't want to, she hasn't had friends over and I don't know how long. Like it's been forever. So I'm like, all right. She's like, all right, Ma, they're going to leave around 12:30. So I was like, I was fine with 12:30. I was like, all right, fine. But anyway, they didn't leave till after 1. Yeah. And I was like, I mean, we wanted to go to sleep, I was like, what the frig? I'm like they, and then I'm like, Adriana, why are these kids still here? And she's like, their mom's not answering. She fell asleep. I'm like, what?
Could you imagine 1 a.m. when you're 13 or 14?
Then she says to me, Ma, the one kid's mother has 8 kids. Of course she'll be sleeping. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, I want to go to sleep. And I don't care how many kids she has. Why isn't she picking up her kid?
Who has 8 kids?
I know. I can't.
Where do you live? Amish? Where do you?
I don't know. Like she said that to me today. I was like, I don't care, Adriana. Now, don't ask me to have friends over anymore. You're not having friends over anymore. That's what I said to her.
8 kids?
Yeah, this one kid. Yeah. So like, that's what she said to me. So what do I do? It's like the kid's mom fell asleep. I said, I don't give a shit. Tell them to call an Uber. I want them out of my house.
By the way, you have 8 kids. You don't even know if one's missing.
I know. I know. So I was like, all right, Adriana, I'm like, tell his mom. Yeah, I think it was a boy at this. I'm like, tell him.
A boy at 1 a.m.?
Oh yeah, there was boys here. Yes. Yeah. What do you think? She just has girls as friends? There was guys here too. Yes. She had girls and guys. There was 8 kids here.
Dude, you had to wear like a chastity belt until you're 27 and she has this freaking boys over at 14.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's going to be 14 and she hangs out with kids that are a year older than her. Adriana's very mature for her age. Don't forget, she has 3 older sisters. And my Gabriella was the same way. Gabriella didn't hang out with kids in her grade. Gabriella hung out with a grade older. Yeah. And that's what, Adriana tells me. She's like, Ma, the boys are so immature. Like, she tells me stories. I'm like, Adriana, you don't understand. The boys at your age, they're immature. Like,
they're half your age.
For your age. Yeah. So
and you should say, by the way, since those are so immature, you probably shouldn't be hanging out with them until 1 a.m.
But, the mothers weren't picking them up. So what am I supposed to do? I wasn't going to freaking drive them home. I was like, tell them to, call an Uber home. I don't freaking know. I'm like, I need to go to bed.
I feel like it's a fine line between trying to be like strict and trying to be like, chill. Right. And it's that ever changing balance, which every single mom though will say the same thing. One day I did this and it worked. The next day, nothing works. Like I just feel, and then you add the step parents into it. And that's a whole thing. I mean, I'm sure Louis is like, I'm trying to just figure out how to be a dad to my boys. I want the girls to like me. What do I do? And he wants to help you. He wants to be, I'm sure. Do you ever say like, listen, I just want you to discipline them because not disciplining them, I feel like I'm doing it all by myself and it's just not working?
Yeah, but then it's like a fine line, and like they'll say, I'm sure they could, if he's never gotten into it with them, but I'm sure it's a fine line. Like I'm sure they could say to him, you're not my dad or blah, blah, blah.
Have they ever thrown that in him?
No, thank God it hasn't gotten like that, but like, sometimes I say, I'm like, can you say, and then, it is a fine line. So like, then I tell Joe and then, Joe talks to them, so, but I mean, listen, Gia's great. Gabriella's great. Melania likes to push my buttons. And I know now Adriana's is going to get there because she's becoming, she's going into high school. So it's going to,
You have a
So
whole
I'm
new
like,
wave coming
yeah, I totally have a new wave.
of
Yes.
period boob
And
development.
that's the thing.
Show.
And that's the thing. It's their hormones too. They're like very moody. And I guess I don't know any difference because I only have girls. And, and like, so, but I see my stepson too. Like sometimes he gets in a mood too. It's like, I think we all do. And like, we all have our days.
I
I
don't.
have to say, I don't either. I wake up happy every day. I
I
really
wake up
do.
happy and I'm happy all day, every day,
No.
24/7
No,
with
but
no medication.
I do have my days like when it's cloudy in Jersey. I don't know how it is in California. I mean, California, you wake up with the sun every day, so maybe you are happy every day. But
Every day.
when it's cloudy here, really? No, you don't.
Every day.
Such a liar.
I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life.
Well, like it's been raining here in Jersey for days. It's like, I'm like, what the frig? I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I was so happy school was over. I'm like, yes, I can't wait for school to be over. I'm sick and tired of driving her into school in the morning and picking her up and doing all this. And now I'm like, when's school starting? I
The
can't
grass
wait.
is always greener, baby.
Yes, exactly.
Until you get there and it's a poo-filled, dirty, brown infested weed lawn.
And you know what I like about when I want school to start again? It's like at least I only have to worry about them on the weekends. Like during the week, they go to bed early because they have school the next day. Now it's summertime. They can go to bed anytime they want every night of the week. I'm like,
I can see how you wake up every day happy, Teresa.
yeah, I really do though. But now I'm like, oh, it's summertime. Here we go again. But
You wake up happy, you realize your reality, and then you go back to bed.
No, wait. I was renting I had a beach house for 11 years, but they were little. Then I ended up, when Joe left, I ended up renting a beach house every summer. And when I rented a beach house, my freaking beach houses were like fucking frat parties.
Wow.
You don't understand? They were frat parties. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. So now I don't rent shore houses anymore because I'm over it. And because I'm Teresa Giudice, these people that own these homes used to not love to give me my security deposit back. Yeah. Do you believe that? That used to happen to me. Yes. They would like put all this stuff in there. Well, this, oh my God.
You can afford it. I'll just keep this little check.
Yeah, no, you don't understand. I rented a shore house with Louie and this one woman, disgusting, did not give us back. We got back like only like 1,000 and she made up all this bullshit. Yeah, it was so sad because I'm Teresa Giudice. Yeah. And then she said, I'm going to make up some lie. Yeah, she said that to me. Yeah, this is the shit that I have to deal with. Yeah. So after that, I was like, no more renting shore houses. I'm done. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah. That's the shit I had to deal with. Meanwhile, that shore house, when we rented it, we cleaned it. It was cleaner than when we got it. Like cleaner. When we gave it back to her, it was cleaner than when we first started renting it. It was dirty.
But that's just renting in general across the board. Unless you have you have a contract that's thicker than the chastity belt that you had to wear until you're 27.
After that, it happened twice to me. Before I started dating Louie, this owner, same thing, made up shit. That's why being on TV, it's not all what it's cracked up to be.
More money, more problems.
Yes. It's bittersweet. Yep.
But look at the problems.
So
every day.
In my house, in my backyard. My backyard is like a sanctuary. I have my own resort in my backyard. That's what I told my kids. This is your shore house. And that's it.
Right. You're making it so nice. They're not going to leave till they're 27.
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe if they don't like the rules, they'll leave. And I'm like, that's what I keep telling them. I'm like, you don't like my rules? See ya. Bye.
Okay. Your task for next week is to figure out if you are going to cap your children at a certain age and then they have to be out. So they have a game plan and they know, okay, I have 2 years left. I got to do this. Or if you're going to let them on the tee until, and by the way, times are changing. People don't get married until their 30s, 40s.
Oh, I know. No, I definitely want them out. Yeah, you're right. That's why Gia's like, she's on her third car. She's like, my lease is up. I'm like, all right. Well, I'm like, you're working now. So you could pay for it. I'll pay for your insurance. I'll be like my parents. I'll pay for your insurance. You got to pay for your car. But I said, when you start school again, I'll take over your payments. Because, how's she going to pay for her car when she starts law school?
I mean, you are very nice.
Well, what am I going to do? I mean, I feel bad,
Because you're nice. My parents were like, get a job.
I know, but wait, did you go to college for 4 years?
Yeah. And I worked all through it. Multiple jobs.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, dude, I needed bathing suits for like my spring break.
Yeah, I have to say, Gia doesn't ask me for spending money. She really doesn't. Like once in a while, she'll be like, Ma, I want to buy this. Can I use your credit card? And then of course I say, yeah, but really, otherwise she really doesn't ask me that much. The other girls do, obviously.
Yo, 2 things for next week. Are we capping it at a certain age? And when can I move in and be one of your kids?
No, thank you. I'm so done. No more babies for me. And when I see a baby, I'm like, oh, hi. And like, I'm glad I don't have to take care of you. That's how I am. I'm so not a kid person. And even my kids are like, I don't want to even be a grandma. I'm like, I have a long time for that. Even my kids are like, Ma, you're so not a grandma. You're so not a nonna. They say that to me, like, Ma, you're not a nonna. I'm like, I'm so not a nonna. I don't know what they're going to call me, but I'm not a nonna. I'm definitely not a nonna. I'm not the grandma babysitting type. I'm not. But Lou, you know what Louis says? I can't wait to babysit. I'm like, what? Yeah.
You're like, great. Watch my children, please. Watch them walk out of our door right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Louis says he can't wait to be grandparents. I'm like, I could wait to be grandparents.
It's funny because Logan, every time he comes on and he sees you, he's always like, why is Teresa snarling at me?
Oh my God. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Cause I guess I was such a hands-on mom that I'm so good now. I'm so done. Like I don't want to be a grandma.
lot of people are like that. They're like, I raise my kids. I'm
yes.
good.
I'm so
done.
Yeah. I'm so like, and I never really was around kids. So really having my kids was like the first, it was like all new to me. And I was just like, that's why I was very wanted to be with them, So it's like I was always around kids. But yeah, I'm so like, I told my kids I'll take them shopping, but that's about it,
Well, great. Then Logan and Vivi and then the new baby that I have, we can just stay in your guest house and you can see them like every hour.
Yeah. I know.
And then give them back to me.
Okay.
And we'll live rent free. Thank you very much. And on that note, you guys, I mean, we had so many other things that we were going to talk about, but like, do you see when Teresa is taking the jacket off? And she's like, I'm getting hot. Something.
Wait, I wanted to talk about something else yesterday. I told you. What did I say?
I don't know. I just remember you saying you were a little shit to your parents. So I hope it's tenfold.
No, I was never a shit to my parents. I was such a good girl. That's why.
No, you said I was.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, you're right. That's why your kids are going to be. Maybe you'll get goody two shoe kids. That's the thing. It's so funny. My one girlfriend, she's so good. Like if you look at both of us, you would think that I'm the wild one, and she is. She's the quiet one, or whatever. I'm just saying, just because.
Who, Jennifer Aiden?
No, another friend. I'm not gonna say her name, but like, meanwhile, then my kid is like good. My kid's a good kid, and her kid's the wild one. Like it's so funny because she's the quiet one, and if anything. I guess I'm a little bit more louder than she is, and our kids are the opposites.
You're not loud.
Sometimes. When I want to be, yeah.
Okay. And that's where we're capping it because we are not getting into bedroom noises right now, Teresa. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. This was not what I was expecting and so much more. Oh, look. Kisses.
Hi, cutie pie. Hi.
Wait, why is she snarling at me? Did you see? He just asked that. Why is she snarling at me right now?
No, I'm not.
Do you know what a snarl is?
I'm not.
But I'm sure. But that's the thing. What do you do at this age? I guess you got to punish them. Like one day I punished Melania. I'm like, give me your keys. What does she do? She just handed me her keys. She knew better. I'm like, you're driving my car. Leave your car right here. You're not,
You say you're not driving. You are not leaving. Period. The end.
Oh yeah, she hands me her keys. Yeah, like no problem. Yeah.
Good.
But that's what I mean. But it's like, all right, that happens for one day. What are you gonna do? Like, that's it.
Okay, guys, listen. This is what we want to hear from you. We asked if you want fluff or real. Here is the real. Everything that we should be talking about and not what we even thought we were going to talk about today. And I'm so happy we did. So what are you guys dealing with? Because clearly Teresa and I have a little different upbringing and styles of discipline and how we raise our kids. And by the way, we're just in different stages. Like I'm still wiping butts and yours are just butt faces.
Oh,
So
yeah. I'm so over that.
what are your biggest things being a parent that you deal with that you like bang your head against the wall every day because you can't figure it out? So we're going to do a cool, hip, Dear Abby, but Dear T and M because we are too much information anyway. And we want to know all of your parenting ups, downs, and in the like big shitters.
And how you discipline.
Yes.
I need help when your
that's
husband, when your ex-husband lives in another country.
Yes. For all of those listening and your ex lives in another country, can you guys chime in on how you, on separate continents, you guys can discipline your children? You guys, thank you as always. We love you. Thank you for tuning in every single Wednesday for the fun. Teresa's having more fun than I am, clearly. And I can't wait to check out and start our Dear Teresa and Dearest Melissa.
Oh, yeah. Forget about Abby. Dear Teresa and Dear Melissa. Yes.
Were you on the same podcast like 5 minutes ago when I was talking about it? Okay, thanks. Party of Teresa and Melissa. We're here together now. Thank you. You guys, we love you as always. You can always, of course, find us on at namastebpodcast. Teresa, where can they find you?
At Teresa Giudice.
And I am at Melissa Pfeister. We love you for your support. We love you for listening. And we can't wait to hear your questions, comments, and thoughts as always. We love you and we'll see you next